Welcome back everybody, Bree guys, a new YouTube video here today. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to complete the Richtofen boss fight in Black Ops 6 Zombies Reckoning. I also have the field upgrade, the gobblegums, the class setup. This setup in particular is disgusting. If you guys are excited, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, make sure to hit that bell notification to never miss a single video, and let's jump in right into this video. All right, here is the Maelstrom shotgun setup here. I did the modified choke, the barrel, the Ranger foregrip, extended mag 2, quick draw grip, balanced stock, tactical laser, and rapid fire. This thing's an absolute monster. For gobblegums, I would recommend using the power keg, the arsenal accelerator, and free fire or seal jump or killjoy. For the augments, I did free faller and the hot foot for stamina. For quick revive, I did the dying wish and slow death. For Juggernog, I did reactive armor and hardened plates. For melee macchiato, I did espresso and stick and move. For speed cola, I did classic formula and fast pitcher. For Vulture's Aid, I did smell of death and picker eater. Death perception, I did death stare and bird's eye view. PhD flopper, I did PhD slider and tribologist. For Deadshot daiquiri, I did dead again and dead draw. And for double tap, I did double standard and double time. And for elemental pop, I did Imperial Peach and Valnera Bean. So that is my setup. For the field upgrade, I did Ether Shroud, I did burst dash, and then extension. So when you're in the boss fight, each phase, you pop your Ether Shroud and do as much damage as possible. Then once he flies up and you have that extended period of time where nothing is going on, just zombies, use that time to charge your field upgrade once again, so you can go into the next phase and do as much damage as possible with the Ether Shroud and repeat the process. So that's how you do it. As soon as you enter the boss fight, you're going to do as much damage as possible to the Richtofen. This one is so hard because he's in a Uber Klaus, which does so much damage to you. So specifically for the shotgun, I try to stay mobile so I can do as much damage as possible to the metal plates on each shoulder of the Uber Richtofen because he does so much damage. And once you're so close to him, or he'll try to punch you, if you're at a distance or up close, either or, he will shoot these electric balls at you and they would take half your HP. If you run into two of those, it will instant down you unless you have dying wish, which you don't want to go down in this first phase because it is quite tough. So basically, you just run around the whole arena, survive as much possible, do as much damage as possible as you can, because this boss is very hard. And as you see here, you see the electric orbs on the ground and you need to move around that, because if you run into those, at some point you will take a lot of HP. So I've done this boss pretty much 10 to 15 times and pretty much died every time. And basically never use your Ether Shroud. You need to learn not to use it, because I came in with 5 stems and I use those stems just in case I'm able to use those to heal back up, which if I think it's Vulture's Aid, they will be able to drop the same equipment as what you have because you keep restocking on these stems. These stems are the most important things to have, because if you get low in health or low in HP, you can pop that stem and your HP will regenerate instantly as soon as you stem yourself, which is very important. And with quick revive, you regenerate health more faster also. Trying to move around this rooftop of the tower and just trying to stay mobile and do as much damage as possible and trying to survive is very hard in this fight. It is not easy. And as you're trying to do as much damage, once you do half damage to Uber Richtofen, another Uber boss will spawn in and try to do attacks on you. So basically, there's gonna be another one that spawns in after you do half damage to Richtofen, which you basically just want to keep going around in circles and just do as much damage as possible. Keep picking up ammo and all that stuff. Make sure you're getting armor plates so you can keep on stock on those for this round and wait for the second phase, which is very difficult to survive in. And he does a stomp around. You do have to watch where him stomps, because he will go in the air and try to stomp on the ground near you. So if you're in his perimeter, he will destroy all your shields if you're in that area of effect, which is pretty tough. And this part 1 of the Easter egg is just, it's hard. The boss fight in particular, disgustingly harder than the Sam boss fight. It is ridiculous. So basically, this shotgun right here is going to be your best friend. Use it as your advantage. You need to use it, and just take everything out around you. And watch out for the explodey Klauses, because they will do a lot of damage on you too. So make sure you take these guys out as quickly as possible. When I first did this boss fight, I'm just going to learn how to train yourself to keep running in circles. Always make sure you have that Ether Shroud. Keep taking down the zombies. As you see here, he did that stomp, which I had to move out of the way. Also, PhD Flopper will be your best friend too, because the sliding will have that boost, so you can quickly slide out of any direction very quickly if there's any incoming damage at all in this fight, which is recommended frequently to use. It's, as you see there, I got hit by some classes there. And I barely talked in this video. Actually, I didn't talk at all until the ending because that's when I actually beat him, which it is a very up close fight, very distance, and there's a lot of going on in your face. We have zombies spawning in, we have Klauses, we have the Uber Richtofen, and we have the other Uber bosses coming in. And it's just overwhelming at first, but once you get the hang of the boss fight and how things go, if you die, you can also save and quit and go back in and rebuy a self revive if you want to do that. But you do have to redo the tower things to fill up the canisters and shoot the crystals. But I just kept going in circles and doing as much damage as possible to the Uber Richtofen. This boss is hard. It's harder than the Z-Rex boss fight. It is that hard. And I feel like the shotgun in particular does as much damage as possible. And just make sure don't use your ether shot. You're going to need that because if you use that, you're pretty much going to screw yourself and into the next phases. But pretty much here, I just keep running in circles, make sure I'm stocked up on ammo, and just keep running in circles. I do have a minigun just in case I need it to take down the other Uber bosses. But in the meantime, once you're closer to him, you would do more damage, obviously, and you would just keep doing more damage and just keep repeating this process until he basically goes down and he's defeated. And we'll be at part 2 here in a second, but I'm still running in circles trying to do as much damage as possible. And depending where you eliminate him at, that's where he's actually going to jump out, and that's where you do the damage. So he is almost completely down here. So we're going to do as much damage as possible here. Keep running around him. There we go. Keep doing damage. Keep doing damage. And this is what we're going to do. So this is basically we're going to keep running in circles. And once he gets very low on health, find a good spot to pretty much kill him. And this is where I was doing right here. So he's getting very low health right here. And I got to watch out for the electric kind of platforms there. So I'm going to get hit by them. He's going to do the jump attack there. I got hit. And my face is that reaction in my face when he hit me there was kind of stupid. But he actually got stuck and he got teleported right there. It was a very weird bug right there. But it was, you know, not really planned, but it kind of worked. I got very low right here, which I was trying not to use my stims because I wanted to save it for the part 2 of the boss fight. But I took down the other special zombie there, so he didn't hit me with those strong electric bolts that hit the ground and do the same damage if they hit you or they're on the platform where you run into them. They also do a lot of damage doing that too. So he is pretty much low HP right now. So I wait a second. I get him to a good spot. I do as much damage as possible. Then at the time he is popped out, once you eliminate him, I pop my ether shroud and do as much damage as possible. You need to stay behind him and do damage nonstop and just focus on damage. Do nothing but damage. Do not focus on his health bar. Just focus on damage here. And once he flies up in the air with his jetpack, make sure you're not under him when he does that because he will one-shot you if you're under his jetpack when he goes in the air. Make sure you keep a distance. And this, at this part, I basically ran around. Once he goes in the air and comes back down, there is these little red circles that pop up showing where his missiles will land. Just gotta pay attention around your area and your peripheral so you know where he's at. But sometimes it doesn't tell you where the missiles will land. So basically you need to run for your life and just run around the whole arena or the whole roof and just hope for the best. That's what I had to do. So sometimes you can't predict any of his moves at all. It's just how the boss fight is. You cannot predict anything. PSG Flopper was my best friend in this second phase because I just kept shooting, reloading, keep boosting, stimming, getting HP back, and just keep using the boxes as my protection. Because if you're not using those pillars or the walls, you are going to die in this boss fight. Because if you look at Richtofen for a split second where he shoots that Wonder Waff at you, you will die instantly. You will lose everything and you will lose that momentum. You pretty much have to restart. So I try to get a couple hits in while he's, you know, going opposite direction, not staring at me. But I try to get a couple more hits in, but it's hard to do that when you're just running in circles, trying not to get hit. But he does have these shock charges and the explosives on the ground, which will highlight in red. You're going to make sure you shoot those because if you don't, they will stun you in place for like 10 seconds and you will pretty much die by Richtofen because he'll notice that you're stunned, obviously. But you just need to watch out for those. Basically, you just keep running in circles, keep taking cover, then you just keep going at it and make sure you can shoot the explosive traps if you want to, if you have time to do it. But if you run into them, like I said, you're going to get stuck in a position where you're going to get melted and die instantly. So if you actually pay attention where he goes in the air and actually look in the sky, you can actually see where he's going to land at. But just make sure to look for the red circles once he comes back down because that's going to be your most important indication of where he's actually going to be dropping at so you don't take that damage. But the most important is the time period of when you actually do as much damage as possible and he becomes immune. That's when you have to worry about charging up your ether shroud once again. So in this part, he's barely not taking that much damage because I'm basically trying to survive and I'm in survivability mode right here. I'm just running in circles, taking out zombies, make sure I got armor plates and make sure I'm shooting. Here we go. I got a couple more shots in there. He hit me for quite a bit of damage. That Wonder Waff does not miss around right there. I thought I was going to die right here, but it's had to stem myself right here. I had no shield right here. So make sure you take down the zombies to have those possible armor plate drops because this boss fight is very difficult. Just keep running in circles. I know I keep saying that, but that's what you basically have to do. You have to keep running in circles. And at this moment in this gameplay right here, I had no plates, which I popped it right there. I had one armor plate. I just kept getting that momentum up and just keep running in circles, basically not get hit by him. So the stems are going to be your best friend through a grenade right there. Nice. I just keep running in circles. So basically in this part, I didn't know what the hell I was going to be doing because I don't know how I was going to, what I was going to do. So he went back up in air and I realized I had an ether shroud. So I want to save that. And then as he's up in the air, I'm going to get more kills and save up on more ammo and armor plates. So in the meantime, I just save up everything that I have. And then I wait to a free time. So basically once he comes back down here in a second, I'm just looking around trying to figure out an open time to actually pop my ether shroud and wait for him to come back down. And there he is. He's right there. So I pop my ether shroud once again and I did as much damage as possible here. And once he comes immune, that's when the damage phase is over. And then once he goes into that jetpack form, when he boosts up in the air, get the hell out of dodge because he will one-shot you and your armor will deplete in seconds. So make sure you keep a distance. And this is the second phase. So once you're in the second phase, his health bar won't be there anymore. So basically it's nothing, it's going to be nothing but zombies spawning in. So in this time, you need to make sure you're getting as much kills as possible and getting that ether shroud regenerated. So you can use that for this next phase. So use this time to ether shroud back, get as much kills as possible. Make sure you're good on ammo, your armor plates, and just keep going at it because this boss fight it's no joke. It's no joke, man. It's no joke. You just got to keep surviving. So I was actually kind of scared that I wasn't going to get enough kills to actually recharge my ether shroud. So I just kept on going. I got the gold camo for my shotgun. How pleasant. Here we go. I got my ether shroud. So I was like, you know what? This is going to be a chill boss fight. So I got this. This is my game right here. I thought I was going to die on this run, but I didn't. But basically, I use this time to get as much kills as possible. Make sure I have armor plates, ammo. My armor's good. I have my ether shroud charged up and I just keep running in circles basically. And there are ammunition boxes everywhere so you can replenish on ammo anytime you want, which is very nice. So it's going to take between 1 minute to 3 minutes for him to come back down. And it's going to use the jetpack. As soon as he came back down, I pop my ether shroud to do as much damage as possible and make sure I stay under him and look at his damage. It's pretty nutty. I reload again. There we go. I did as much damage as possible. And once you do a lot of damage, he will go immune again. Then I try to stay exactly under him. Before he does his jetpack, I try to keep a distance. He will go up in the air and I won't take no damage basically. So that's how that works. So second phase is over. Now into the third phase. It's very easy. We're pretty much going to repeat the same process. We're going to go into the third phase, or we're going to get as much kills as possible to get our field upgrade back once again, which is ether shroud. Get kills, get that back, and make sure you're good on armor, good on ammo, and make sure you're prepared. It's basically the same thing every round. It's going to make sure you get that ether shroud so you can actually go into that phase and actually do as much damage as possible because this fight is quite tough. At this part, I didn't have a arsenal accelerator or a keg, so I couldn't pop anything gobblegum wise because I forgot to bring them in because I died before this run. So I forgot to bring anything in. I did have an arsenal accelerator that I used earlier, but that was earlier. This is the next phase. I was able to get enough kills to charge my ether shroud for this next phase, which is pretty darn good. And I wasn't going to get enough kills to charge the ether shroud. It was very, very anxiety inducing because I didn't know what was going to happen. So I was like, you know what? I need one more kill. So basically he came back last second. I was like, okay, I need a couple more kills to get my ether shroud. I needed one more right here. Then I got it. I was like, okay, this is it right here. I'm going to get more ammo here. Then I'm going to pop my ether shroud and do as much damage as possible and go under him. This is where I do tons of damage right here. This is tough. This is tough. So I'll go damage, 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 reload, reload, damage, 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 voice crack, damage, 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 reload, damage, damage, damage. There we go. Easily a pinch of hair of dying. So like I started panicking right here. So I was like, you know, I got to do more damage. I start kind of going around him and doing all this snazzy stuff. And I just kept doing damage as much as possible. Then I started panicking for a while, which sucked. So after a while, I completely defeated him after a while. And my reaction is kind of crazy. I fucking did it. Let's go. Ooh. I'm not doing that shit again. Fucking did it. Oh, my heart rate. Holy fuck. No. Oh. Fucking shaking. Fuck out of here, dude. Ooh. Fucking go, dude. They even give up on this shit. Let's fucking go. Oh, I had to lock in for that. That's how we do it, baby. That's how we fucking do it. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell notification to never miss a fucking video. Oh. That has been the hardest Easter egg.
To the party.
Welcome to the party, Richtofen. Oh, crew. Come on. Oh.